Hey y'all, welcome to my garage. And oh yeah, we got lots to do. It's actually worse than it looks. Up there's all Christmas, which Kenny did for me, right? And there's that little, yeah. So there's just stuff up here. I've done a lot, truly, but a lot to go. Goal is over 15 boxes for the Goodwill, not the Goodwill, the vets who are going to come right out here. But anyway, I'll put you on the fast forward thing and I am going to get busy. Hey y'all, welcome. I'm Tracy. This is my channel, Tracy from the Mermaid Cove, and the trash men are here. No idea what time it is. That's a shame. But anyway, I have trash again Tuesday. It's the recycle that is every other week, which is literally makes no sense to me. But yeah, they're like, oh, nobody. I'm gonna call them again. That's ridiculous. But this Thursday, I'll be out early, y'all, hunting up people's boxes. That's right. So I'm working in my garage and throwing away stuff because I had mice last year and they did a lot of damage, and I fixed so they can't come in. And then I did a lot and then I just went unconscious about it. But right now I just am letting go of definitely damaged things, right? So, what is that? Y'all don't be near me. I'm a little embarrassed, but once the trash man, I'm like, I'm so sorry so much. Why do we apologize? He's like, it's my job. Don't worry about it. I thought, okay. So my therapist yesterday, he's like, I'm on vacation. Just send me a text when you need this medicine refilled. I'm like, but you're on vacation. He's like, look, I got it. Don't worry. He goes, you won't know if I'm on vacation or not. He goes, I do this all the time. It's easy to do. So, okay, note to self, don't worry about other people like they can't take care of themselves. Really, a kind of like that's what you're inferring in a way, right? So I'm working on that, y'all. What do I know to tell people? I can tell them about books. And even then, they might not like a book that somebody else loves. But anyway, suggestions, right? There goes my trash. And I had to throw away Claire's tunnel because she peed once. And I cleaned it. And I thought, okay, I'll give her a chance. She peed twice. That's it. No third time. Very hard to get it out there without spilling it everywhere. So maybe I'll find a box and she can hang in a box. But for now, no. But I cleared off this ottoman and she lays on it all the time. So that will keep me from putting stuff there. Woo! So I have no long eye work, but I thought, okay, let's take a break. Let's get some coffee done. So I'm finding papers and stuff I pulled, but my goal is, I started going through, I'm like, nope, that's not our goal. And I had some papers, I wasn't sure if mice had been in, so I got these things. They're like supposed to deter mice, but they have a slight mothball smell, and I don't think I can stand it. And so when I do go through this, it's going to have to be something pretty special for me to try to rehabilitate, you know. But yeah, so those will be stocked somewhere. Again, those are the kind of things I can take 20 minutes before work or when I'm coming home and toss. But now that they're gone, I'm going to put out my recycling bin. It is, I don't know if I can move it, y'all. I might have to wait for Sophia, and I'm supposed to move it, but we'll see. And my protein drink rolled under the car, so I got to fetch that. I got a lot of sweeping to do. So I think what I might do right now is kind of organize the boxes better. And I'm not going to box up the stuff for the vet yet because I can do that anytime, right? So I just need room for Sophia to bring all this paper into But I want to finish up this one bookcase and clean it, and then putting my canvases and stuff on it. Eventually that would probably come in the studio, but for now it's out of my way. And I'm going to know where they are, so if you think, oh, I don't have that size, yeah, you probably do. So, also, old book covers are great substrate to do collage on, so I have some. I'm going to work on doing some collages on them. And yeah, I wish I was focused and could sell things, but I really can't, y'all. It's just a lot. But, you know, I've decided, you know, some of this is just damaged and it's just lost its value. And did I really value it? I did. When I got the books, I spent time with them and I really liked them. So I don't know, y'all. I don't understand, like, what's value, what's not value. Is it what you place on it? I mean, some people don't value human life. So I don't know. I do not know, but I'm looking at my yard and I can do a little more time in here too. Yeah, but I did a good job. I just had to get my weed whacker working. Maybe I'll set that out and bring that in the house and watch the YouTube video and get that done. And just like that, all my trash is ready to be filled out. I think though what I'll do is I'm gonna leave it to put real trash in. And then we have recycling at work that usually never fills up, so I could bring some there too. Yep. Looking at these thistles. I don't like thistles, but you gotta have your gloves on, right? Because the thistles will get you. Anyway, finish my coffee. Yeah, so how do you value things? What does value mean? You know, I can see in the sense of hoarding, in the sense that you don't use it, you don't see it. I always think of hoarders as people who can't let stuff go, right? And I've always been able to let stuff go. And I love sharing. That's always been like totally the best part, having things. Because, you know, I know people who can't let anything go. And that's not me. And I helped a friend once. Her house was pretty much out of control and she just needed focus. And yes, I can do that for other people. And well, then it was different. My brain was different. And I looked at it, I thought, okay, we're gonna start with the trash. She had gotten like these food services to bring food and then left like the packs of stuff that it comes in the boxes. That was first thing, right? Just get rid of all the trash. And then it was really wild. She had, when this weekly newspaper came, she would just toss it in her garage. And she's like, I don't like them. My first try is call them and say, could you please stop sending this woman these things? She doesn't want it. Back in the day when they still sent stuff, it was like a Gazette or something. She's not looking at it. She doesn't want it. It's causing her problems. So please. But what we ended up doing is y'all, this was dirty stuff. It was gross. So anyway, and then her cat had gone everywhere, and we just started though, you know. So I started just like getting things I thought were kind of dangerous, gross. We got that out, and then her kitchen, we just you know, she was in the habit, and she probably had ADHD or whatever, depression and all that. She would just leave. She used, like, to feed her cat, she used paper bowls, and she used throwaway you know, forks and knives, plastic, right? And I was smart, but she wouldn't throw them away. So what I did in the beginning was, she was so funny. I said, we're going to get 3 trash cans and have them here. She goes, well, I don't want them in my kitchen. I'm like, girl, until your habits change, this is what you need to do, right? Because we're in the middle. We can't keep reoffending. So I had one for recycling, one for trash. I forget what the other one was for. So, and then when I would come every week and she paid me well, we'd have lunch, I you know, I would say, okay, and I forget when her trash day was, but I would come the day before, like on my way to work or my way home, and get everything out just to make sure we did it, you know, with her help. So we did that and took time. It took a long time. And then, you know, she had like every piece of paper related to bills and crap like that. So she didn't really know. I said, well, I could take it and organize it for you, like bills, personal, like, seems like it's important, you should keep. So I did that, and then I had them all tidy for it, and then things just sort of sat around. We got a lot gone though, really enough. I just felt like she shouldn't have to live like that. But sometimes you get stuck, right, in the depression, and you just don't know where to go, right? It's just too overwhelming. So having someone come and help you is a big deal. But yeah, but eventually, you know, we didn't get to carpeting and all that. But eventually, I said, okay, but we're gonna shred, right? We're gonna sit here for an hour. You're gonna go through these things, and we're gonna shred. And we did. And then I said, this is a box. We're gonna put not sure. And then this is important papers, right? Okay. And then one was to read. And I said, you know what? We're gonna give you 6 months on this, right? Obviously, what we're gonna do is, I think like in like 6 weeks, we came back and took her important papers. And I don't think she was a manual kind of girl, which I like to put things so I can see it. But we got a nicer box, and that was important documents. So at least we knew everything was right there that we had come across. And then we went to, once we got her downstairs done, decluttered, y'all. Ooh, it was a thing. We went to IKEA and we got some cute stuff and made it more like someplace you'd want to be. And she got a piece of exercise equipment, and you know, so it was comfortable. And her laundry was there, and you know, that I sorted for her. And yeah, so that was yeah, and yeah, I really liked her a lot, and I understood, because this could be me easily. I've never, even with my mom gone, you know, like right now my dishes for 2 days is kind of gross, but if my house were hot, I wouldn't be doing it. But you know, I'm gonna hop on it today. But yeah, mostly I put trash in the trash. But some people, it just becomes a thing, right? And your like becomes like, you know, it's like neighborhoods when, you know, one person maybe starts to clean up and make it look better than another person, you know, it just goes the opposite way too. But she was like in a thing called Melaleuca or something, and we had boxes and boxes and boxes. Not even that, but tons of things unopened. So one day I said, okay, it's time. I had my recycle thing. We had paperwork from it, and then we have the things. I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open box by box. You're gonna decide, one, is it expired? Then we can trash it. If not, is this something you will use? If not, somebody else can use it, and I will bring it to the thrift store. So we eventually got through all that. And I said, I'm gonna beg you right now not to order anything unless you absolutely need it. Just try for 6 months or even like 6 weeks. Don't order anything so we can keep doing what's already here. And then we tackle the garage and thousands of these gross papers, and man, but we did it. And then, you know, she was and here's I'm pretty quick at making decisions. My mom's like that. Like when I went out to get my glasses, and I decided to get a new pair, I looked around, found 3 pair I really liked. One was Gucci, but it was, which I would actually didn't want to buy it because it's Gucci. But it was really cool. They were kind of pink and black, and actually I had a pair of glasses like cat eyes, and the woman, like who was looking on the side, she goes, oh my God, those are not to me, but to the guy showing her stuff. That's too cat eye. And I laughed. I said, is this too cat eye for you? But then I found, it was like a green pair and a blue. The blue pair was awesome. It was like it ended up being $92 was my insurance. So I got that, but I didn't spend all day. And that woman walked away. She was there longer than me, and she just left. Yeah, I'm just not like that. And my mother is very much not like that. My brother is very particular. I can remember a time when he came to visit us in Arizona, and we're at the mall, and he had in his mind some kind of light purple shirt, like a dress shirt. Good Lord Almighty, we went to every flippin' men's place, and the dude left without a purple shirt. Like, does it really, at the end of the day, do you really notice or think, God, this is not the right purple all day? I don't. But yeah, he's not as fastidious as he used to be. Like, he would shower like 9 times a day. I'm not kidding. But I remember one time we were painting the house and we needed more paint. I'm like, let's just go get it. And he had to take a shower. I'm like, dear God, let's just go to the paint store and come back. No. Whatever, we all have our things. Of course, my mom and I could go like days without a shower. We were the complete opposite. We was probably in that. My dad was very much a neat person, and being in the military and stuff. I don't know the dynamic between my mom and dad on that, because by the time I would really truly notice things, they were apart and it was a mess. But I never felt like my dad was judging me. I was a kid, and he would follow me around with a sponge, but he never was like, "Don't make this" or "Don't do that." No, he would just follow me around. He liked to clean, and he cleaned. Yeah. So we're also different, but looking through all these old photos and stuff, I'll have to. So my brother's birthday's the 4th, but I think this week, one of my days where I work late, I want to drop all his gifts off, just a piece that's out of my house, off my mind. And but like I said, I've been going through photos, and I have a huge amount for him, a huge amount for my nephew Zach, and a huge amount for my niece Carrie. So I still have tons of photos. I want to go through them real quick again as I put them in something, and just make sure. What I kind of want to do is a little book of their goofy faces. And maybe a book of, like, they can take bad pictures, but a book of terrible pictures, because I know for sure my niece will want to throw them out. And my first thought, I'm going to make the note, don't throw these out, because your kids and grandkids will love this one day. But I can offer it and let it go. It's not up to me. Tell other people what to do, but just a suggestion. But I am going to keep some really bad ones and then do a little book one day. And I'm keeping the majority of not anything that my brother's in as a kid, or with grandparents, and the lake house and all that kind of stuff for his graduation, stuff like that. I mean, I've kept like one just for document. But yeah, so those are gonna go. My brother loves pictures. He's gonna love these pictures. He really does love pictures. My brother's an insanely good photographer. So is my mother, but my brother's excellent. Like, he could make a living at it. But yeah. And then I just sent my nephew some photos, and I know he loved them. It's fun to see photos of yourself, and maybe they have them, maybe they don't. I don't know, but that's up to them to go through and decide. I don't want to decide for them. So yeah, so that I gotta get all that ready, and I'm gonna take a picture of the 2 paintings. My mom loved these things, and she even had them reframed like about 10 years ago. But I can't give them away. But, he might want them on some weird level. And maybe, he can offer them to my niece and nephew, and they can decide. But I literally can't put it in recycle, or sell it or donate. I just can't. And then I want to do, when I make some progress to my studio. So I have a trunk with another trunk with a big shelving thing on it. So you need to get in the trunk. The bottom trunk is my mom's stuff. So that I have stuff to put in there. And what I want to do is, she has a little shrine of the Capitol, and my dad's flag's there, and I'm going to give that to my brother. And I had my dad's hat in a metal thing. Gave that to my nephew already. I'm going to dismantle it, and there's a couple I think might be sellable. So I'm going to one day go down to, and there's about an hour away, there's a little town called Frederick. Like antique place, or there's other ones, and just bring it and see if I can consign it. And we bought it down there. It was for like $100. It's probably valuable. It's really cool. It's this like dome thing, and they would hand paint it, and it was like a souvenir from being in DC. Anyway, I'm gonna go through that. I think long term my nephew might want that one, but I can't store it. It's not easy. I don't know. Maybe I have to ask him. Maybe he wants it now. And when he comes, to ask him. And there's one of me where I'm a kid and I'm on the steps. I'm going to take that down, get rid of the frame. And then I do have one of the Senate framed, of all the senators signing. I might keep that for now, but, I don't know. But yeah, so I want to work on that. Maybe I'll take you with me. But I have like her purse and her wallet and, different ID cards, her old jewelry. Not all of it, but enough that their kids or their grandkids would like to play with it. I think I would have loved to. I do have one of my grandma's little address books, like a treasure. I would never get rid of that, but I would have loved to have all that. So but at the end of the day, is and that until Zacky's established, I will have to keep that thing. And my brother keeps threatening to move to Spain. So I don't know. Whichever person, Carrie or Zach, who comes here and buys something, that is going to go in their house, their garage, their whatever. But yeah, so I want to go through that. There's a lot. It's pieces, right? So I have no idea what time it is, you guys. So but I'm hydrating like I said I would, and I'm so what I might do, I don't know. I have to see what I'm gonna do. Like I can take some books and recycle at work, so it's not a big deal. But I'm trying to be very ruthless, and you know, and I have so many cool old books for covers that I can make journals out of. I have so many in the house that I'm not sure ones that have been exposed to mice and, you know, a musty garage. That there's my beautiful air condition coming on. But you know, some I will leave for now, right? But most, I'm really being tough. I'm being good. And one of the things I love in these books is sometimes they're signed from parents, or the name and the date. I will, if I'm gonna throw them out, I'll rip those out. And then I'll have a collection and I'll put them in my journal. I have a lot of books going to the vets. I really do hope they don't smell bad. But I might just put on there, I lost my sense of smell. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Right now I'm tired. So we'll pack those up till later. Maybe till Monday morning. Like I said, you can choose like between 4 boxes and 15. So I chose 15 plus. But if you have tons and tons, then you have to call them and make a special thing. And I want to go through my CD collection, let some of that go. So yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff going. And then I have this pooling, you know, shelves. And I can see on some of them, there's full of things that's not happening right now. So I might take those down and stick them under this bookcase and put room for paper for me to sort. I don't know, y'all. I have to think that through. I just, at this point, want to keep letting stuff go. But what I'll do is I'm going to work some more, and I'll put you guys on fast forward, and then it's time elapse is what it's called. And then I'll stop and talk to y'all in there when I take a break, and just give you an idea of my organization in my head. Like you know, it's amazing the stuff I have. I have such a good eye. I do. It is, you know. But yeah, it will be a long day before I need to buy a book to bring into this house for any reason whatsoever. I have found a couple books that I want to read, so setting them aside. And you know, Beverly and I had this whole thing about Reader's Digest, making journals about it. We were ahead of our time. We really, truly were. And we called them Amalunas, but I let go of the majority of them, and I want to keep like no more than 10, maybe even 5 that have unusual covers that are neat. So, yeah, and I'm going to have a shelf of possibilities, and then if I feel the urge, I can just go and let everything go. But while I have this space, right, I'm still thinking I'm going to stay here. I just don't want as much stuff. And I do know letting things go frees up energy for your life to change. But if something does happen, I don't want it to be so flippin' overwhelming, right? This afternoon, I am going to work on Craigslist ad and do everything I can to see if I can get a roommate. Or find the most perfect and complete roommate for me, Clara, and the roommate. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to work. It's been nice talking to you. 22 minutes. That's a good break. Back in the garage.